Hello, so today I am joined with Margaret, who has kindly volunteered to be my client today for a demonstration of a quantum scanning session. So obviously this won't be a full session. I won't be filming the full session because usually a full session lasts about an hour and a half. So it is possible remotely by Zoom with people from all around the world. I have people from Australia, France, England, everywhere, and the results are exactly the same, and of course in person in my consultation room. Okay, so I always record sessions, obviously not by video, but I always voice record the session so you can keep all the information and listen to it later on, a few months later or a few years later. It is always interesting to keep that sort of information. Okay, so Margaret, this is your first time getting a quantum scanning session done. Okay, so what it is a method of channeling. So all the information that I will be seeing will be how you function in life, what is good for you to go towards in life professionally, sentimentally, personally. We can have a look on a behavioral level, dietary, physical, mental, emotional, absolutely everything. So all the possibilities, but also everything that may block you, that may limit you in life. Basically everything that may be weighing you down, limiting yourself from being at your fullest, highest potential. Okay, so I will be channeling all this information, which is very important to note. It's never what I think may be good for you, what I read or I learnt somewhere. No, it's channeling. So I am connecting to your mind, body, and especially your soul. And it's all of that that will give me the information needed. Okay, so it's very specific to you. It's never general. All right, so we will begin. I do hydrate myself quite a bit during the session. So I'll just ask you to relax. You can keep your eyes open and just be as open as possible with trust in this process. There is never judgment. It's always an exchange of trust. All right, so I'm going to start channeling information and you'll let me know with a yes or a no if that resonates with you, if that speaks to you. And if you have something very important to add to that, of course, you can let me know. Okay. So I'm going to connect your vibrational field, your field of information. And I'm just going to see where the energy kind of flows. Are you left-handed, right-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay. All right, so what I see firstly is there's quite a lot of energy in your arms and your hand, especially on one side. And what it really tells me is that there's this want and this need to put things into action at the moment. So you want to build new things, new opportunities, and there's especially a lot of energy in the career kind of social aspect. So you're wanting to build, I'd say, a personal project or a professional project at the moment. There's a lot of energy. There's almost some sort of impatience.
Yes,
Does that?
definitely.
Okay. So I'm just going to continue seeing where the energy flows. Okay, the first thing that I'm getting is definitely the throat and the heart. So there's something that hasn't been digested. You actually may have some digestive issues sometimes. I don't know if you've had,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, quite recently, haven't you? Yeah. So there's some sort of something that hasn't been digested that's kind of stuck in your throat, I'd say. I'm just going to go see what's happening there. Do you feel like sometimes you speak and people don't listen, or you feel like you're not heard in the way you'd like to be? Yeah, so there's something, and for me, for me that really, it's kind of been the case for a while.
Yes.
I'd actually say your whole life.
Yes.
And I'd actually keep going in that, and I would say it's an ancestral issue. It's not just you, it's also the ancestors. So I'm just going to keep looking at that issue because that's something that can limit you and weigh you down in your personal life, in your sentimental life, but also in your professional life. Feeling like what I'm getting is, am I going to be good enough? What happens if people don't listen to me? What happens if it doesn't work? You know, so it's kind of stuck in the throat and the heart. Before going further into that, also what I'm getting is you're very much guided by passion. You're someone, that needs to do things with passion, inspiration. Things need to have meaning to it. So you can't be doing something professional that's always the same thing, you know, no, it needs to have meaning. It needs to have depth and inspiration. So I would say something artistic, something creative, or something that will help others. Because for you, there's the sensitivity for creativity, but there's also the sensitivity for things that are guidance for others, you know, that kind of sensitivity too.
Helping others.
Exactly, There's definitely a want to help others, express yourself to others, exchange with others. So you can see the importance of the throat, which is expression, communication, self-worth. It has a lot of importance. So the fact that it's blocked blocks you in your life. Okay, so what's going on there? So in a quantum scanning session, I'm never going to just scratch the surface. I'm really going to try to find the root cause. So there is a problem with expression in your ancestors also. It's actually like a community of people, like a religion. Were your ancestors Jewish, Muslim? So there's something that kind of, it's a lot of people that have been blocked in their expression. Kind of like someone said, no. It touches everyone, but more women, especially women. Does that resonate with you? Maybe your mother?
Is it the religion that blocks the women?
It's possible. I wouldn't really go further into that, but it's multiple women.
Definitely my mum,
So what's important isn't everyone, but it's to see that your mother, maybe grandmother, etc. So it's something, I would say it's a repetitive
a
pattern, exactly. Okay, so what is there? Also, what I'm getting is a memory of injustice, which is also in the throat. Are you someone that wants things to be just?
Oh, yes.
So just, true.
Yes.
It's very difficult for you to fib, for example. Not just to fib, but it's also you want to defend causes, defend people. It can get to you, feeling of injustice, and you may have lived events where you felt that things were unjust. Okay, so that's important. That also touches the throat, and that comes from your ancestors. So it's an ancestral memory of injustice. Okay, and that touches you, it influences your life. I'm going to have a look at the percentage. So it's about 50%. So it is something important in your life. I wouldn't say it's the number one priority, but it is something that does have a lot of impact on you. So that's very important. You can also be someone sometimes that's a bit of a perfectionist. You want things to be good, orderly, etc. So we're going to see what I call a liberating option to liberate yourself from that and go towards something else. Work on that, personally. Okay, so what can you do that will help you in that? I see music. Do you like music? Or I see music, but not in a technical way. I actually see you at the drums, but that's just
I've always wanted to be a drummer.
So that's interesting, because if I see something, it has a reason. It's not just, So it could be specifically drums. It could be music in general. But I don't see something theoretical, I see something fun, like percussions and things like that. So there's a need in your life to have fun and to let go. And also it's drums. So you need to make a lot of sound.
Yes.
You need to be seen. You need to be heard. And heard in your, I'd say, in your hobbies, you know. So once a week, do something where you can be seen and heard. And that will have a repercussion in your day-to-day life, in your mind, body, soul, etc. So if you've always wanted to play drums, now is the moment. No, that's a true something important. Now is the moment to have fun, especially with music. Okay, so and music is creativity. So the throat chakra, the fifth chakra, is in need of creativity. So that's something that you can do to be seen, to be heard. And now for this injustice, is there something else that you can do? Yeah, so I'm getting a few different things. Have you, in your life, maybe as a child, felt a little bit abandoned or betrayed or a little bit to the side by your parents? What I'm getting is kind of like you felt like a stranger in your household.
I felt more as though I was responsible for my parents. That sort of feeling.
So I felt that, so it's kind of a jigsaw puzzle here. I'm bouncing off different things, but yeah. So I'm feeling like your parents.
I didn't feel like a child.
Yeah.
I felt as though I didn't have fun as a child.
So I'm getting a feeling that your parents weren't ready to have a child. Okay. So the feeling I'm getting is that they had quite a difficult life before you, just before you, a few years before you. Did they go through something difficult?
Yes, they left their country to come to Australia.
Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of, the heart and the throat actually both were hurting. There was injustice there. There was a feeling of difficulty, of loneliness, and they had a child in the middle of that, or just after that.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a panic. I don't think they were ready. And so what it can do to you, what I'm getting, is a difficulty to find your place in life.
I see.
Does that resonate with you?
It does, yes.
So it's kind of, you're someone that is very adaptable, I see, which is a quality. You can adapt to everything, to everyone, really a true quality, but also you can lose yourself in that.
Yes, I was going to say,
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can feel like at the end of the day, I never feel home in my own place.
Who am I?
Yeah. Who am I? And so it gives you a sense of a bit destabilized, kind of like you're floating around. And so that's really important to find a liberating option so that you can, feel, at home somewhere. No matter where you are, exactly, plant your roots. So it is coming from your roots because it's ancestral, everything I'm seeing up until now. So what can you do to find your place in life? So something that's, again, important is communication and exchange with others. So I see teaching.
I love teaching.
Okay, so that's important that it does resonate with you. I see teaching and passing on something. It needs to, I don't see you working alone. I see that very lonely because you've always felt, well, from what I'm receiving, you've always felt a sense of loneliness in your life.
Terrible.
So it's important now that you incorporate a lot of community.
Yeah.
Because family's not really there. I don't know if you have family.
No.
Yeah, so family is very limited for you, and so the community, the sense of community, needs to be found in something else. That's why I see hobbies. Drums are often played also with other instruments, so that's important. And then we see, teaching. It can be teaching music or teaching something also a bit refined, something like spiritual, something, sacred. And with movement, like dance or Tai Chi, does that resonate? Okay, great. Yeah. So that's very specific for you and it does resonate with you. So that is a good thing for you. Okay, so I'm going to let a image come to me, and that image is going to correspond to how you function in life. So I'll interpret that for you after. Okay, so what is this image? Okay, so the first thing I'm getting is a bunny rabbit, a white rabbit. So you're someone that needs peace. You need serenity, you need peace and justice. Okay, so that kind of links onto what I said just before. But you also need to play.
Yeah.
So it really confirms what I said just before. You need to play, you need to have fun like a child. It's a baby rabbit. So it's someone that hasn't actually had a childhood.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So you need to have that childhood every day now. Okay. So now it's a time in your life where you need to live. It's truly what I'm getting is it's a opening in your life to discover, to taste, and I see you eating, etc. So it's with the senses. It's not psychological. It cannot be psychological. It needs to be from the heart. It needs to be physical experiences, etc. So there's that in that image that I'm seeing. I'm seeing adapting. So again, that links onto what I said before. A capacity to jump around. Also, what I'm getting is a need and a want to elevate your consciousness, to develop yourself personally, and I would say also spiritually. You need to find a sense of meaning, deep meaning. Yes. And again, that isn't psychological. It's something from the soul. It's from the heart. Okay, so, and that will happen for you. That is happening now for you. Okay, so it's important to take into consideration this image and in your life to go towards things that are aligned with that, things that have meaning, depth, things that are just, that are right. Things also, I don't see you just settling down in one space and doing the same thing. No, that is not part of your soul. That's not part of your essence. You're someone that will always bounce, that will always bounce around and that will always adapt. You will always find solutions in your life. Yeah. So that is important to remember.
It's reassuring.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't see that you've had any major issues that you haven't been able to bounce back off. Does that?
Yeah, sometimes it's been hard, but
it has been hard, but you've always found a solution. Yeah, and it will be lighter and lighter because now there's a level of consciousness that is different to when you were growing up, etc. Okay, so I'll just have a look if there's something that's really weighing you down right now, a priority, something important. So I'm seeing your teeth. So there's definitely something that needs to be expressed. There's something that needs to come out. And it can make you feel a bit angry. Does that resonate with you? Sometimes feeling like, something wants to burst out.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure.
So you don't know where to let it out, so it stays there.
Yeah.
And you can actually be clenching your jaw a lot. I don't know if it's tension, etc. So I do see that, and that is something important that you need to work on. So how can you express yourself? Another liberating option. So I'm getting the word dantian. Dantian is, I don't know if you know that word, it is the energetic center that we work in when we do this type of work, but also where we do Tai Chi. Yes. So I actually already saw Tai Chi for you. Have you ever done that sort of?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Have you ever taught it?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so that is important. I would say teaching that type of method is a huge liberating option for you.
I know. I should.
And you will.
Invest in it.
You will.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
That's what I'm definitely seeing. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at your organs on a physical level. Okay, so you may have had a few issues going to the bathroom lately because I'm seeing the large intestine and I'm also seeing the liver. So there is something that needs to be evacuated, eliminated. There can be frustration at the moment, holding on to things, fear of the unknown, and also fear of lacking financially, materialistically, etc. Yes. So that's what I'm getting from the large intestine. And from the liver, I'm getting fear of the unknown also, especially of the future. And I'm also getting, what's it called? Rage. Not rage, but anger. Yes, exactly. Which I just said before. So all of that mixed together, it can cause a few difficulties. Digestion, you can sometimes have a white cast on your tongue, things like that. So I'm going to have a look at a liberating option for all of that. Okay, so firstly, on a physical level, I'm getting baking soda. A tiny bit of baking soda in the morning. That will also check your levels of acidity. I'll give you a bit more information on that after, but that's a physical thing that will help. And now, so what I'm also getting as image is lemon and sugar, and it's not to eat. You're a bit between pleasure and obligation.
Oh, yes.
There's always that between sweetness and bitterness.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a problem between the heart and the mind. And what is there between the heart and the mind? There's the throat. It always comes back to that. So your digestive issues are linked to that. The difficulties in your life, financially, materialistically, professionally, again, linked to that. And all of that, right now, the priority is linked to your ancestors. So that can be worked on. Okay, so another thing for your liver and your large intestine. Okay, so I'm seeing a parachute. So it's a need to take risks. Need to take risks in your life now. Okay, does that resonate with you?
Yes, it's always hard to take it. Well, it depends what.
It's always hard, but you're not going to be alone. I don't see you being alone in that. I see there being support, and I see things, once you take that risk, it's going to flow fast and easily. Okay?
Yeah.
So there we go, Margaret.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, we are going to continue after this video, and I will give you more information on deeper levels, etc. But I did want to do this demonstration, and I thank you so much for being filmed, because this is how a quantum scanning session works. Okay, so it's a lot of back and forth. It is a lot of information because it is an hour and a half, and we are always going to try to find solutions to the problems, etc. So it's also going to give you clarity on your life, on how you function, on what you can do, what you can go towards. So that is important for everyone feeling a bit lost, needing answers. This is definitely the type of session and method that can definitely help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So for more information on this method or to book any consultations, you can contact me on my email that I will put up just after this.